Okay, so today we are doing a black smoky eye. I already have my face done. Get my tape ready. Okay, I'm going to put my CoverGirl True Blend concealer on my eye. Oops. Wash my finger. And then I'm going to dab it out. I like a good concealer that you can put over a powder and it's not gonna like crack, because I have a tendency to do my face, my contouring and stuff before I do my eyeshadow, and I always have a habit of getting a little concealer right here, so it helps that this concealer like doesn't like crack. Come over to this side. We want to be gentle with our eyes. It's important to be gentle with your eyes. We got Mila in the house. Mila, say hey.
Hey.
She's doing good by being quiet for me. You being quiet?
Mm-hmm.
Her and Penelope love watching me do my makeup, which is fine, but sometimes I just like want to do my makeup and they're like, can I do makeup? Well, Penelope doesn't, but she sure just go reaching for it. Okay, so oh, here's the little makeup bag I was looking for yesterday. These are the little brushes that I got at Walmart. They were literally like $9-10 bucks. So if you're just learning out, if you're just beginning makeup and you don't really know brushes, I've used them already, and I mean they're doable. I like them. I mean, I'm not complaining. They have the options that they have in there, like the different type that they have in there. I mean, those are pretty decent beginner brushes. The reason why I'm using them is because I am keeping in mind that there's beginners watching this video, and I don't want to be like, go get Morphe brushes. But I will say they have if you buy like the Morphe brush kit, they run from like $20, $25, depend. I think the $20 one might have like 6 brushes. You know, and Morphe's good, so if you want to go do that. But if you're just starting out and you just want to like grab something, I got those at Walmart. So we're gonna use the e.l.f. palette, same e.l.f. palette, and we're doing a black smoky eye. So I want to start off by using, I was really thinking about this yesterday, and I was like, are you just gonna use black? And you can, but I really like a transition color, especially with a black smoky eye, because it gives it more depth. When you just like pack a black on there, it looks so flat. When you blend it out, it looks nice, but when you have that other like background color, I think it looks so gorgeous. So I'm gonna use like a chocolatey brown, and I'm just gonna use this one over here. This one, and I'm probably gonna mix it with this one because it's just a little darker. So I'm gonna use this. I mentioned this yesterday. This is what we used underneath our eyes, and I said it's a detailed brush, but I'm going to use this, and I'm going to use it in my crease. And we talked about what the crease was. The crease is where it dips in, so your brow, where the edge of your brow bone is. If you go like this, where your brush sinks, I know this is crazy, but where your brush sinks in at, this bone right here that's on top of it, this is where your crease is going to be. So everything below it is your eyelid. Mila's listening, taking notes. So I'm gonna just, I keep saying this, numbers make me feel comfortable. Even when I'm not doing makeup, if I'm getting frustrated in my head, I'm like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, 1 2 3 4 7's a lucky number of mine, so that's why I go to 7. Soothing number. But it also helps me to make sure that I'm putting the same amount every time, especially when I'm blending 2 different colors, because if I were to go into this and just like whatever about it, I might end up putting more product the first time than I am the second time. So just numbers just sort of keeps me like focused to make sure I'm doing everything right. So I said I was going to use this brown and this dark brown. I dropped my eyeshadow palette, and a few of them cracked. It was this one, and that one right there. That was sad. Okay, so we're just gonna pat. You don't want to really like smear it around, and if you do, definitely make sure you take the powder off. So I'm just gonna pat in there. I did 1 2 3 and 1 into the dark. 1 2 3, 1 into the dark. 1 2 3, 1 into the dark. And you're gonna go where that sinks in. You're gonna go on your and pat it in. A good way to make sure you're in the right spot is to go ahead and get the brush and just push it in there. I know that looks crazy, but it works, especially if you're just learning. So 1 2 3. 3 times. And we're gonna go back and just like smooth it out so you don't see the like dabs. I'm just gonna, the reason why I did that is I'm just gonna get a little, I'm just gonna follow that line around just to sort of make it even. See how more even it looks. And we're gonna do this to this side, so I'm gonna hurry up and do this. One of my eyes is actually smaller than the other, so it's gonna look like I don't have the same shape, but I do. Shh, girl. Mila's trying to do her makeup over there too. Okay, so with this same brush, because we're actually gonna blend it out, I want to go in there with a light peach color. So yesterday we used like a peach color like this. I want to go lighter than that. So I'm actually going to come up here. It's probably made it harder for y'all to see the shade. Or you know what? I'm gonna go right here. I take that back. I'm gonna go to more of a tannish color. So I'm gonna do like a, if you look at them side by, it's hard to look at them side by side, but can you see how that's a little bit of a darker tan color? I'm gonna go right above that and go to this like peachy tan color. I can't decide.
Want me to help you?
No, it's okay. Okay, I'm gonna go with this peach. I'm gonna go with this peachy color instead of that tan. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And you're just gonna go right outside this brown, and we're gonna pat it first. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We're just gonna pat it right outside this brown. I'm kind of glad that I went with that color because the other color actually would have been darker now that I'm looking at this. So now we're just gonna get just one little sweep of this and this lighter brown, not this dark brown, but you're doing like one of that and one of this. And we're just gonna go in between those and we're gonna blend those. You're gonna be really light with it and you're just gonna do little circular motions. You just want to stay right in between them. And just sort of blend out that line. You know, like I said, when you're watching makeup videos, they leave a lot of stuff out, like how much blending you're actually really doing. And before we like go into that, I'm gonna do this on this side. So we did patting it on. Now we're gonna mix these colors. So you're gonna do one. It's hard to find time to like, especially during the weekend, to get away from the noise. So, I mean, it's part of being a mom. I'm a mom, and there's no hiding my children. Penelope's taking a nap. You're just gonna blend these out. We're gonna get rid of that line a lot more. I just really wanted to blend this part out. So now we're gonna get that crease brush that we used yesterday, and that is the little pink brush that I was using. And we're gonna get this same peachy color, and I just did 5 dips into that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're gonna go more into it, so just right in the middle of it. And we're gonna do more of a blend. You're gonna blend a little outer past the that lighter peach shade that we just did. This is when I get to the center part. So we're just gonna blend, and you're just gonna do little circular motions and try and stay. The bone should pretty much help you. Like, just glide across it. Gliding, gliding, gliding. I'm gonna pick up more products. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm gonna lose some of this product right here, and I'll work my way back over here. Then I come in here, and I'm gonna blend it up into the center part of my eyebrow. Like I said, when I'm blending over this way, it pretty much already runs into my eyebrow. This is just like I don't like to have this light go all the way down. I mean, if you do, that's fine. I don't ever want to like knock somebody's technique or look. It's just I don't. So while we're blending up right here, blending over. And then we're going to do the same thing to this side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, you're going to start where they mix right there. You're going to blend that, and then you're going to blend a little outside of that peachy area. This is how a lot of my looks that I've mentioned before, a lot of them are soft glam looks. I don't know why I just went into there. Don't do that. Just stick before that. I have a tendency to just like do my own thing. Oh, but a lot of my looks are soft glam. I really like that look. I really do. And for beginners, it's like a perfect technique. It's a perfect just to teach you to blend. Because that's actually the best way to make mistakes when you're doing soft glams, because you're sort of blending everything that it doesn't even look like you messed up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come out here, work your way in, and then start dragging this product up. We're gonna go back in with that darker brown in just a minute. Just to sort of get that color looking even. This is more blended out than this one. Remember to look up into your mirror. Sorry for all the background noise. Like I said, I'm a mother. I have children, but could you be quiet? Thanks. Okay. Now we're gonna get this. We're gonna go back in and get these 2 shades right here. So I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 1, and then I'm gonna do it again. 1, 2, 3, 1. I'm just gonna do it 2 times because that's a pretty dark brown. And I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna have it more facing this way because I want the product to land more on my eyelid than above here. So I'm just gonna like blend this at a downward angle. And then right here, I'm going to sort of flatten up my brush a little bit because I'm going to blend up. Going down. And then I do this just to sort of blend out the bottom part to make sure that all of that is an even color. I'm gonna go back over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're gonna go in. I switch hands a lot. I talk about this a lot, but I hate reaching over sometimes to the left side of my face. I don't like covering it up because I'm trying to pay attention. So I've taught myself to do certain things with my left hand. A little bit of blending is one of them. So we're just gonna have it down. I'm gonna blend. When I get towards the center, it makes it a little bit difficult. But certain things make it just a little bit easier. See, like that is hard having to like put the brush down, but with my left hand it's much easier. Okay, so now we're just gonna okay. Now we're gonna do the black. So we're gonna use the same blending brush that we used yesterday. Like I said, you can use it as like an eyeshadow brush just to pack it on because it is a little flat. It's not like super duper flat like a concealer brush might be, but it's doable and you're gonna use it to blend. So like what's the problem? So to make sure that a lot of color sticks, because when you're doing a smoky eye, you're wanting it to look like it's vanishing. So you do want to make sure that a lot of the product and darker pigment is closer to the lash line, and then it just like fades away. So we're just gonna put a little bit of concealer. I'm gonna leave this out. I'm gonna put it started in the center, close to the lash line, and go out now. Be gentle. I would do less than this if I'm starting, just because you don't put too much. Sorry, I had to concentrate. But because I've done this before, I'm just gonna, and make sure you're following where your eyelid is. Your eyelid is all of that part that covers the roundness of your eyeball. You know you've gone too far when you start getting into that bone. So use the bone as a guide. Let your fingernail like touch that bone and work your way around. Tomorrow I'm considering teaching a cut crease because I think that a lot of girls can benefit from knowing how to do a cut crease, but also I think that a lot of girls want to know how to do a cut crease, and it's really not all that hard. So I'm gonna get some on this side. You just want a little bit, center into the lash line, and you're just gonna follow the lash line all the way down, corner to corner, and then work your way up, slowly getting rid of that product. See, I'm using my bone as like a guide. You just, your fingernail, follow that bone. Sorry about that, my phone died, but you did not miss anything. We just put the concealer on. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna get a black, and I'm gonna use this dark black over here. A lot of the times dark colors will pack on really good with your finger. The reason why I'm going to use my finger is because I don't really like using the brushes getting into this area over here, because then it'll like get down here. Even if I use a small brush, it just always sort of happens. So I'm just going to put my finger into this black. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start in the center, the middle center. And I'm just going to dab some black on it. Just on the bottom part of the eyelid. I'm going to do it all the way across. You want to be gentle with your eye. And we're just doing that all at the bottom. I used to hate this skin tag that I have. Like, hate it. It made me feel so insecure. But I honestly like when I take my pictures. It's just like a little me. Like a little part of me in every picture, for real. Okay. I really just want to get that below the fold. And then I'm gonna go do it to this side too. Because
Nikki.
sorry, I have dogs. Hold on. Sorry about that. I was telling Mark, you know, I should just like quit apologizing for the noise in the background and really just like let whatever's happening behind me happen, because I mean, I'm a stay-at-home mom and this is really what life is. I mean, I hardly get time to myself. So it's, you know, like I said earlier, it's kind of hard to find a really like perfect time to record, except for maybe early in the morning when Mila's in school and the baby's still asleep. I haven't had that opportunity yet because it's the weekend. So I'm just cleaning my finger off. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to get this blending brush, and I like to use it as an eyeshadow brush too, just to pack on color because it's a little flat. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to follow this crease right here. I'm just going to poke in like this. And I just really like to pack in that color. One of the things I like about this brush is when I'm packing in this color right here, it's sort of doing its own little like blend. Really get the color into that. Lucy, that's one of my dogs. Okay, and then we're gonna come do it to the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you don't want to like push it in and smear it like that. You want to keep doing the little like dabbing in there, because we're just packing in color right now. We're always gonna go back and blend. this right here, you could really see what I'm talking about when I say your eyelid goes much further than that fold. See, my fold is right there. A lot of girls applied the eyeshadow just in that fold, and they're like, it looks kind of crazy. Hold on a second, my dog has a wrapper. Sorry about that. Okay. So we're just gonna, this one is a little bit more pigmented than this one. I'm just gonna go back and do that. Okay, and since we're gonna use this to blend, we're gonna go in with a little bit of that brown that we used earlier, that lighter brown, and we're just gonna get like 1, 2. You don't want that much on it. 1, 2, and you just want to use it to blend. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna get close to that line, and you're gonna just very gently blend out that line. And I'm actually going to grab my mirror and do it from right here. You want to be really gentle, because if you have a heavy hand, go a little bit towards the end of the brush and hold it. That makes blending easier, especially towards the nose, because you're not bumping into your face with your knuckles and stuff. But if you have a heavy hand, definitely blending closer to the bottom, not at the very bottom, because you don't want to be all over the place. You just, you know, a little down here, and it gives you a softer grip on the brush, and you're just doing small circular motions all the way around until you get rid of that harsh line. And it's gonna look a little weird at first, but you're gonna go back in there and pack a little bit more brown, because it's hard not to touch the eyelid area with the brush when you're blending. You're just gonna do this. And with this, when I go in here, I like to just gently like drag this up, but not too much. And I'll like brush it out like this. Just a little. And then I'll just carry out that wisp all the way to the end. Just to show you how it's sort of gonna look, I'm gonna put this back. And I'm just gonna do the same thing to that side. So I'm gonna grab a little bit of this brown. I'm just gonna come out here and I'm just gonna start blending. I like to have the mirror with me. Just it's a little. Just blending, blending, blending. Okay, I'm just gonna pack a little bit more black. So we're just gonna pack a little more black out here. And we're gonna this brown. Alright, so I think that looks pretty good. Sorry about that. Ooh. So I think that looks pretty good. Because it's a black smoky eye, you don't have to do a winged liner. I'm actually not going to. So I'm just going to go ahead and yank off this tape, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the bottom, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and removed the tape and finished this eye, just so you could sort of see what it's going to look like. And I've also put mascara on this eye, not so much on this eye, and a black eyeliner right here. But you're just going to get an angled brush, and you're going to get that same black that we used on the lid. And you're just going to line right underneath your waterline, so into your lash line. And the reason why we're using an angled brush is because black is pretty out there, and you really don't need all that much packed on. So you don't want to put like this much. This doesn't seem much bigger, but it actually is, especially when it comes to black. So you're going to take this detailed brush, and we're going to use that peach that we used outside of the eye, and we're just going to go into this black, and starting from the outside in, we're going to blend. So you're just doing tiny circular motions. I'm going to take a picture of this in better lighting. I really wasn't expecting all of this darkness to happen so soon. But this is what it looks like. I had an oil on my lip earlier. I like to put oils on my lips when I'm doing my makeup, just to sit there while I'm doing my makeup. So you could do, there's this Milani, this matte lip that they have, and it is so gorgeous. I feel like that's going to be too much. So I'm going to go with this. This is Lavish, and it's like a nude color. Ooh, so I went ahead and moved into the restroom just so you can see it better. It was kind of dark in the living room. I'm using the Milani matte, satin matte. It's Lavish, and I'm just going to go ahead and put it on. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get tissue paper. And this is what she looks like. So I hope you all enjoyed the video. I know it was kind of all over the place. I told Mark, well, I mentioned it before, but I told Mark, you know, I'm just like a momtrepreneur. I'm like all over the place. It is just really hard to find time. And I mean, I guess it's not the best time for me to record. Would definitely be like when in the morning when Mila goes to school and Penelope's still awake. It just didn't turn out that way the first 2 days, so yesterday and today, because it happened to be the weekend, and there is no running away from an 8-year-old. There's just not. Yesterday she was like in her room while I was recording, and she was just like, "Mom, I was so bored." And I'm like, I know, I'm so sorry. So I hope you enjoyed this or at least got a nice kick out of it. Let me know what you think. I think I can, when it's like this, I can, now that I'm in the light, I can actually go in there and just do a little bit more blending to make it look like this. Um, but if you like the look, let me know. If you did the look, I would love to see it. Go ahead and like this, share this. I'm gonna take a couple pictures and I'm gonna post them on Instagram, probably Facebook. If you're not following on Instagram, my handle is at Jessica, and I'll put that down at the bottom. You'll know exactly why I said it that way. If you're not friends or following me on Facebook, you can go ahead and do that. You don't have to. And I hope you'll have a nice Sunday, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Hopefully with better, like, everything. Bye.